In this video, we will look at a scrapper build that is very good at tagging mobs, and you can use it during the Labyrinth farm in Halloween. If you are new to Guild Wars 2 and don't know what the Labyrinth farm is, it is one of the most popular events that you can do in Halloween, and a lot of players like to do it because you run around killing mobs and get trick-or-treat bags from them, which you can then sell on the trading post for a decent profit. This build can also be very good for any farm that just requires you to run around with a Zeg, tag as many mobs as you can, like for example Drizzlewood Coast. I will not explain every single trait to make things simple and quick, but I will explain the main points about the build so that you can understand how it works. The best thing about this build is that it is very simple. Basically, all you have to do is equip your Flamethrower and keep spamming skill number 1. That's really it. The first trait line we have is Firearms, and the Grandmaster trait will give us might and stability while yielding a Flamethrower, and the might you will gain will also have increased duration. And as we just said, Flamethrower is basically all we are going to be doing most of the time. So getting stability and might while just equipping it is a very good thing, and it will help you get more bags. The next trait line we have is Alchemy. The master trait is going to heal you every second while having a kit, and Flamethrower will count as a kit. We also have the next trait, which is Compounding Chemicals, which will heal you every time you apply a boon, and it will increase your boon duration. And as you can see, applying boons in that build is something that will happen without any effort. And the Grandmaster trait will reduce the damage and condition damage we have for every boon. Last trait line will be the Scrapper. The Adapt trait is going to give you might while you have stability. And remember that you will always be getting stability from the Juggernaut trait in the Firearms. You also have Speed of Synergy, which will give you super speed when you use your F1 skill and when you use your healing skill. This can be very useful if you ended up getting caught behind and you want to catch up with your Zeg. The master trait, Object in Motion, will increase the damage you do while you have stability or swiftness or super speed. And stability, as we saw from the Juggernaut trait, is something you will basically have all the time. And then we have Impact Savant, which will apply Barrier as a percentage of the damage you will do. So it is a good added sustain. And of course, the added Vitality is a good bonus as well. And then the Grandmaster trait, Applied Force, will give us quickness when we reach the threshold of 10 stacks of might, which, as you will notice on my bar right now, is something you will basically do without any effort, and so this trait will always proc every 10 seconds. For the utility skills, you will use Medic Gyro for a heal, Flamethrower, which is a must-have skill in this build, and the other two skills can pretty much be whatever you want, but I like to use the Bulwark Gyro to give me extra sustain if it was needed, and Shredder Gyro works well also to tag mobs around you. Other good options to have will be the Purge Gyro if you had a problem with conditions, Rocket Boots, which will help you move forward and catch up with your Zeg if needed, and your elite skill will be the Sneak Gyro to help you get some stills if you need to escape some mobs chasing you or something. For the gear, you can use something tanky and very cheap. You don't need to worry about damage when you're doing those kind of events. All you need to worry about is tagging as many mobs as you can, as quick as you can. I am using Knight Armor with Doliac runes, and I'm using a hammer with Sigil of Speed and Sigil of Fire, both of which will help a lot with the tagging and mobility, because this build lacks speed, and you can only get it from this sigil. Same thing with the trinkets, just use tanky ones like Cavalier, Knight or Soldier. You can equip Exotic or any Ascended that you may have in the bank. If you do not, just buy anything tanky and cheap from the trading post. And don't forget to put Magic Find Enrichment in your amulet. If you don't know how to buy cheap gear from the trading post, I have a video that I will leave on the screen now, and you can check it out. And to maximize your profit and get as many bags, don't forget to apply all the effects that will increase your magic find. And if you don't know how to do that, I have a guide for it, and I will leave the link on the screen now. You can check it out. Another very important thing I want to talk about are the options. Some of those options are a must-have because they will enable you to tag much more enemies and get much more bags. First, in the General Options tab, we have 3 options that are related to auto-loot, and they will make your life much easier. Don't forget that in order to get auto-loot, you will need the Last Mastery in the Pact Commander section. And if we scroll all the way down to Combat and Movement section, the ground targeting, you want to make it instant. What this will do is any skills that have a target area like this one will just cast wherever your mouse is at the time. This will be very important because those few seconds between casting instantly or not can make the difference between you getting more bags or not. I will show you how it works now. As you saw, the skill was just casted where my mouse is. Next, make sure that all of those options are the same way I have them set up here. Because what this will enable you to do is to just run freely, tagging mobs without your attacks getting locked on a single target or going in a direction that you don't want it to be casted. And the last option we will talk about is the Toggle Action Camera. This is one of the options in the control options, and it is in the camera section. This does not have any hotkey by default, so make sure you assign any one to it. I moved to a darker space because I hope you can see that little white dot on my screen. That is basically the action camera. With action camera toggled on, your character will move wherever your mouse is pointing, and it is also wherever your skill going to be casted and aimed. This will make your mobility and targeting much faster and much easier. But you may need a little bit of time to get adjusted to at the beginning. I will still make a guide to show you the different events, including the Labyrinth farm, that you can do during Halloween, because it is one of the most popular events of the year, and it has lots of activities that can be very fun and very profitable, especially if you are new to Guild Wars 2. So make sure to subscribe and enable the notifications to know when those guides will be posted.